Hello everyone. Before the video starts, I want to remind you that I have an account on Boost, where you can financially support me by getting some additional unique content. And today I would like to show you the Sicilian defense with a very interesting option: less words is more business. Here we go. e4 c5. Here it is, the social defense. Knight in 3d6, d4. White beats the center, cd. Knight beats on the field, d4. There was a pawn exchange. Knight 6 attacks a pawn on e4, and knight c3 defends that pawn. Here you can switch to the dragon variant. You can switch to the nadir variant and choose the black nadir variant by hiking a pawn on the a6 field. Bishop 5 arrives immediately, instantly. This is a theoretical move. e6 is played by black. They probably want to put an bishop on the e7 field on occasion and get rid of the bundle, go into castling themselves. This option exists, but white plays f4. They throw a pawn, continue the theory of this variant b5, and this is already a variant of Polygievsky. This is another subvariant of the options in general. There are a lot of these options in the Sicilian defense. So that you understand, there is a seventh move. This is all theory, this is all studied. e5 is also a theoretical move. Attacked a pawn, attacked a knight, took a bite, a knight is hanging. And now black is also making a very interesting theoretical move, already the ninth theoretical move in the game. That is, 9 moves in a row. People sit and play the Sicilian theory. These are crazy people, I think. Attacked a pawn. They have a knight hanging, they attacked a pawn, which will now move away. But the idea is, if you pick up the knight with white, as theoretically there is an option, then the check is closed with an bishop and a figure is played. The position is approximately equal. She is sharp enough, yes, because this socialite, in principle, is a sharp debut, but the position is fairly equal. Instead, white plays the queen on the field, barely protecting the pawn, preparing castling. The knight retreats to the field of fire, realizing that there is no point in sacrificing himself. Castling in the long side from white, bishop b7 is a developing move. The position is sharp, but approximately equal. The bishop is looking somewhere at the royal flank, while castling is not an option here, but it can be castled somewhere, if it has time, of course. In response, white plays the queen on the field w4, and already some threats are flashing somewhere, and black should have played the queen on the field b6. This is such a quiet move. It would seem, why play the queen again? You have a bunch of pieces not developed, you need to do something. The king needs to be castled somewhere, hidden somewhere, but this move would be useful enough. Why would he have defended a pawn on the e6 field? You will say she is already protected by a pawn. Why is this excessive protection? And we will see, and as many as 5 were played in the game. Black throws a pawn, wants to get his game somewhere and maybe on the royal flank at the expense of such a strong bishop to knock a pawn. Do something. The queen was attacked in the end. And here white sacrifices for razor by hitting the knight on the field e6. Of course, the sacrifice cannot be accepted, and not just because the queen will win back, but because it is checkmate. The black field is located very effectively, taking away 2 free fields from the king. The rest of the fields are occupied by his own pieces. But another move followed in the game. Black played the queen beats e5, that is, they won a pawn. Somewhere they have already attacked this knight. The queen can already be picked up. They did not take the queen and get checkmate in one move. In principle, it would seem quite a logical protective resource. More than the queen is covered, there are no forks, there are no such ideas. But in fact, in this position, it was necessary again to play the queen on the field b6. To take and play such an interesting sharp position again without a white piece, they themselves give the piece and want to checkmate. But here the position is approximately equal. This is the position of dynamic equilibrium, it seems to me. That is, black has an extra piece, but they lack 2 pawns and a very weak king response. But the queen's move beats e5, which it would seem, well, is also quite logical. This is already a disaster. The queen is in the center, but there is an interesting blow. This is King Shah's knight. Such is the fork, and this is generally a checkmate if there is no queen, so the queen is obliged to pick up, and here is a very simple step of the big man from the field barely. Look, if the bishops close, then immediately the bishop is also lost with a mat, if you close with a queen or a knight. Let's see, but it would seem the most logical thing to close with a knight. If you close with a knight, then a blow with a check, it would seem that the queen is lost, but this is a checkmate and the game ended exactly like that. In principle, if you close with a queen, then you can also pick up the same checkmate. What could be done here? It was still possible to close with a queen and get a checkmate, yes. No, it was possible to play a little differently. It was possible to close with a knight first, as it was played in the capture game to close with a queen, losing your queen. It is clear that it is bad to close the bishop because the queen will be lost here. Here, too, everything falls apart quickly enough, and with any such dealings, black already, it seems to me, are not the tenants of the move somewhere around after the move of the fifth, they have absolutely lost everything. Position +15 for white. Here is a rather interesting sketch in the Sicilian defense with the idea of distraction again. I hope you liked it. Write comments, put likes, subscribe to the channel, videos are released daily. Go to Boost, watch, study, like it, subscribe, know and know. Thank you so much for watching, happiness and health, and of course the peaceful sky above your head. Bye bye.